All right, welcome back, Curbside College. We in here for another week, man. I'm gonna get straight to it. Y'all did it again. Y'all did it again. Y'all out there acting stupid about some shoes again. I can't understand y'all. I can't understand why y'all out here acting like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all running and shooting and carrying on about them shoes, man. Come on, man. We gotta do better than that. Somebody got shot behind them, bro. I think it was in Atlanta somewhere, man. I can't. I look, listen. Y'all stampeding, running people over, man. Camping out, man. Y'all need to be. What y'all doing? Y'all killing me out there, man. With that, man. Can we find something else better to do with our money? Can we find something else better to be serious about or better to be proactive about than some Jordans? You know what I'm saying? Y'all have spending 200, 300, man. You know what? When I think about 200, 300, I think that's a free day. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to spend my money on stupid shit because the more money I put up, the more money I feel like I got a free day. I got free time ahead. The more money you save, the more money you got, the more time you got in the future. And y'all wasting y'all money out there buying them shoes, camping out, hurting each other behind them. I just don't get it. Why y'all still hurting each other behind some shoes? Please, somebody drop a comment down here and let me know why y'all still doing that. I don't understand it. I don't understand why this still going on. We still out here acting like fools and animals behind this bullshit, man. Let me act. Do y'all think walking in a room with Jordans on make people respect you more, or do you make people like you more or want to be like you? I don't understand what's the big issue behind this. I understand for the youngsters, right? I understand for the youngsters, the kids, they want to be fly, they want to walk in school and have the fresh shoes on. I get that, but you grown motherfuckers out there doing this shit, man, y'all got to stop that. Y'all got to stop that, man. Grown man in handcuffs because he didn't pull a gun on a nigga behind some shoes, behind being cutting him in line for some gray fives. Come on, man, we got to stop doing this. Y'all pissing me off with this shit for real. Y'all got to stop, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a bunch of y'all should be doing something else with that money. I know a bunch of other lines y'all should be waiting in besides getting some shoes. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all probably ain't even been to the doctor this year, spent $300 on some shoes waiting in line. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's a bunch of other shit. Y'all should. It's better if you invest that $300. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more other better shit you could be doing with that $300 instead of fighting and carrying on with some kids behind some shoes. Y'all tripping. Y'all really tripping out here, man. Y'all got the game twisted. Out of all this shit going on in the world, man, they still controlling y'all with this shit. And that shit pissing me the fuck off because the whole reason I started this show is understanding. So I'm gonna say something every fucking time it happened. Every goddamn time it happened, I'm gonna say something because y'all acting ignorant behind some fucking shoes that go on your feet. If you got freedom and money, it don't matter what you got on your feet. You walk outside barefooted, you're gonna get respect because you done built a life people respect. You gonna walk in a room with them gray fives on. There's gonna be 20 other people in there with them on. That don't make you no different. That don't make you no better. So what the fuck's going on? I don't get it. Somebody please drop a comment and let me know what's going on with that. Please. I need some information. I can't just sit in my thoughts and try to wonder why this shit keep happening as far behind as we is as a culture. Y'all drop a comment and let me know. Anyway, like I said, I'd rather put my money up and spend it wisely and dress moderately. Because, like I said, the more money you put away, the more time you got for yourself in the future. You could spend 2 or 3 days without no work if you stack your money right. You know what I'm saying? That's what the money is, the document of freedom, the document of tool. You know what I'm saying? That money is more than just a way to buy stuff. A money used the right way can be a tool to build a life that you love, a life that you love waking up to every day, that you don't wake up stressed out and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just a document of change, man. The more you put that shit where it's supposed to be, the more your life open up and you be free. Ain't nothing free about buying every pair of Jordans, buying every pair of $1,000 shoe. Ain't nothing free about that. Now, if you invest that 300, if you took your shoe money that you spent for a year and invested it, you could build you a nice portfolio or something that's gonna pay for your freedom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into what I know about investing right now because I'm learning that piece by piece. But I tell you right now, the small increments count. And those 200, 300 y'all wasting on them shoes, fighting and carrying on with some kids, y'all could been invested that in your future, man. I'm talking to these grown people, man. That shit pissed me off. That shit pissed me off, man. They still got y'all. They still got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna move on from that because I don't want to talk about that all night. But now, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in this world like past few months, man. Trump acting a fool out there, ain't he? Trump acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? He ran and snatched the boy out of Venezuela, putting pressure on the Mexican government to stop the cartels and and got them out there warring. You know what I'm saying? Starting a war in Iran, bunch of racial tensions in America. Man, the boy done started to pile real good. But here's the thing: what that got to do with us? They got to do everything with us because we the driving force behind the money he using to fund all this shit. You know what I'm saying? American tax dollars, you getting up going to work and they taking taxes out your check for him to do this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to start. That's what we got to start understanding. That's what we got to start understanding. But here's the thing. That's not I don't want to make this a financial topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more it's something underlying that we need to discuss about this, right? They got this word called propaganda. Propaganda, right? That's the part we need to start understanding. That's the thing that we need to start paying attention to. Cause I know what propaganda is, but I looked up the the real definition of it. I looked up the real definition of propaganda, and this is what it say. Hold on, let me see. Information, bias or misleading in nature used to promote a particular cause, doctorate, or point of view. Think about that. Now, we're gonna start thinking about the stuff we the information that we take in every day, right? Back in the days, it was newspaper, you know what I'm saying, TV, radio, you know what I'm saying. We taking all this information in, and they showing us these visuals, and it's going into our minds, and it's giving us a certain way to think. It is making us think certain ways about certain things. You know what I'm saying? Propaganda is always been the number one control of the number one tactic they use to control us. Always. Propaganda always been the number one tactic they use to control us. You know what I'm saying? For real. TV, you watching commercials, they even down to the music they play when you walk in the grocery store or in Target or something. You ever notice when you walk in Target they playing that happy pop music? That's to get you to feel good about being there. That's propaganda. That's everything. They evoke an emotion and get you to think a certain way. And we got to start paying attention to that. You know what I'm saying? We got these phones in our hands and they showing us. I just seen a post on Instagram that it was another shooting somewhere where it was a black guy with a property of Allah hoodie on, and I'm like, okay, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying that we should neglect what he did, but I'm saying is that image right there can make you feel a certain way about a black Muslim or a black man in general. You see what I'm saying? Is in height of the Iran war, in height of what's going on in Iran, you see somebody wearing a property of Allah shirt and kill some people. That's what, and they gonna blast that out every time you open your phone. You're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Every time you open your phone, you're gonna see that image of that black man with a gun with the Allah sweater on. Now, what I'm trying to say is that if if the people running the country, if the people in charge of what we see really wanted to promote peace or they wanted to promote prosperity, they wouldn't allow such gruesome images and such gruesome propaganda to be put into our face consistently. They don't got that shit in China. They got a whole different algorithm over there. They see nothing but peace and education and all that kind of shit. So that's why it's important for us to understand what we're putting in our eyes. It's a good quote, man. It's a good quote that I heard called "Whatever entertains you, trains you." So whatever kind of entertainment you put in your eyes all day, every day is what the mentality you gonna have. That's real deep. You watching baddies all day or fighting and carrying on like that love and hip hop bullshit. That's the type of attitude you gonna have. You watching gun violence, them stupid ass pages like Swamp Stories saying dumb shit all the time. That shit gonna be in your head. That's the type of person you're gonna be. Whatever entertains you, trains you. Think about that. Think about the thoughts you have and think about your algorithm that pop up on you. Your algorithm based on the shit you spend time watching and you like and you share that. So whatever your algorithm is, whatever your algorithm is, is the type of person you are. It's built like that. It's built like that. You know what I'm saying? And this show about understanding. This show is about provoking thought. So if we don't start doing our research on these type of things, we gonna be controlled. We not gonna be ourselves, and that's what they want. They got all the money. They got all the money. They want control now. They want you to get up like a zombie, jump on the conveyor belt, go to work, and come home. They want you to retire at 70 when you're almost dead. They don't want you to think out the box. And you got to think about what all these things going on in the world doing to a person who get up and open their phone and see them every day. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel no way about a Mexican because they got stuff going on over there. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel no way about a Venezuelan or nothing like that. You shouldn't feel no way about nothing without doing the research, because an uneducated mind is the devil's playground and can be controlled easily. Can be straight controlled, hella easy. And we gotta get it. And we gotta understand that shit, man. We gotta understand that shit. Now, how does this relate to us? If you out here trying to create businesses, or you trying to be an entrepreneur, and you trying to figure out what to do with your money, this relates to us just like this. You're trying to figure out what to do with your money. You're trying to be an entrepreneur. You're trying to figure out a way to live a life that you want to live. You got to understand what the underlying things going on in the world besides these big events. Follow the money. Follow the big companies. Follow the laws getting put into place that the president putting into place. That's the only thing you could do, is play the game with the rules they made. You know what I'm saying? That's how it relates to us, because we still playing the same game. And that Jordan shit reminded me of that. And that's what's pissing me the fuck off, because y'all don't understand what's going the fuck on out here. Y'all don't understand. Y'all just sitting here looking stupid. And that shit pissing me off, because I want more people that got their eyes wide open like me. You know what I'm saying? We could actually make something happen if it's more people out here like me. You know what I'm saying? So another thing, like that, back to propaganda. They've been using that shit for years. They've been using that shit for years to control the people. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? They use propaganda to get people to smoke cigarettes. They put them in the, remember back in the 20s, they used to get them girls them cigarettes with them long ass sticks on them, make them look cool. You know what I'm saying? They use the cigarettes and gave them to the women to promote them being independent and strong. You know what I'm saying? Because men was the only ones smoking. So in order for them to boost productivity, boost profits in the tobacco market, they put the cigarettes in the women's hand and put them on posters and boxes and shit. Now, and then the tobacco industry boomed after that. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that they've been using this shit for a long time. So when you open up your phone and see the certain type of shit, they trying to control you. They actually not trying to do nothing. They're doing it. Even with the breakfast thing. The breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Now it's a lot of studies showing that you shouldn't even be eating breakfast. You gotta let your body. You gotta let your body rest in the morning. You gotta let your digestive system rest. Eating so many times a day ain't good. We understand that now. There's a lot of research out there behind that, and they use propaganda to tell you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Why? Granted, the first meal you eat after you wake up is important, but you don't have to eat it early. You shouldn't be eating it right when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? They've been using propaganda to make us unhealthy, make us uneducated, use all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this shit. They've been doing this shit for years, man. And we still falling into the same traps. Man, that Jordan shit got me pissed off. But we got to start looking at how these events happening in the world. We got to start looking at how these events happen in the world. How do they affect us? How do they affect the money we gonna get and the money we gonna make and the things we trying to build out here? That's what I'm trying to get at. This show about understanding. You know what I'm saying? What do that got to do with us? You know what I'm saying? They throwing that shit out there, confusing our minds, overloading us with information, and we can't even think straight. Just like the other thing I seen on the internet the other day, they was blowing up the cartel leader that got assassinated in Mexico that started the drug war. He was from the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? That's just more bad propaganda on the Bay Area to make it look like we heathens, man, out here. We're really this where the money at. You know what I'm saying? And for you people out there that's thinking biasly against people going through shit in other countries, man, you need to step your game up. You know what I'm saying? Because the news will have you thinking the news will have you thinking that the rest of the world is unsafe. But when you start traveling, you will start seeing that America is really the dangerous place. You know what I'm saying? More guns floating through here than anything. More killings floating through here than anywhere. Granted, I'm not versed in every country in the world, but the countries I do study, the countries that I do look at, the countries that I do like to visit or do want to visit, the crime ain't nothing like it is here. It ain't safe in America like that. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? We walk out our door, it's a chance we getting towed up. For real. That propaganda thing is a real thing. He flooding us with too much information that we don't do enough research about. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of those conspiracy pages trying to line up all the events that's happening and how it reflect our wallets and how to reflect our economy. We got to start thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand how our mind works when we start receiving that kind of information. Our mind work, whatever entertain you, train you. We got to start understanding how our mind work when we start seeing this type of stuff and being able to control our thoughts and do more research so we can form an educated opinion on what we seeing so we can behave accordingly. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. But I don't want to go into too much of a rant about that. I'm kind of pissed off tonight behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep doing the same shit, man. And this show about understanding. This show about to provoke thought. I want y'all to start understanding what you see and understanding what kind of life you living and adjust your moral compass so you can start moving around correctly and doing this and living this life correctly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I had somebody ask me the other day. Who I thought I was. Like, who you think you is? At first, I thought the person was playing. At first, I thought he was joking. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, then I looked at him. He was kind of serious when he said, like, man, who you think you is? I'm like, man, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm at the point in my life to where I wait to respond. I kind of absorb the information and the motherfucking energy, and I respond accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I try not to respond with emotion no more. So he come up to me and say, "Who you think you is, man? I seen you show. Who you think you is? What give you the right to tell us what we should and shouldn't think? I'm not telling you what you should and shouldn't think. I'm trying to provoke thought. First of all, number one, I understand what something I said provoked your thought, so that's cool. But it's not about who I think I am. It's about who you think I am. It's about what perception you got in your life that make you want to challenge what I'm saying. Like I said, this show is a representation of what I'm learning every day, and I'm giving it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You might already know you might already be understanding of what I'm talking about, and that's cool. But don't let your insecurities in yourself see me and harbor hate. You know what I'm saying? So I politely remove myself from the situation. Ain't no sense in even arguing nothing like that, because ain't no argument ever solve no problem. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to change how you feel. I don't want to change how you feel. You got the right. Can't nobody tell you how you feel. So when you look at somebody and you got the feeling of who they think they is, you matter of fact, who do you think they is? How do they make you feel? And what insecurities do they bring up in you? What about your life can't compare to what somebody else doing? You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here hating on people or getting mad at people because they doing something with their life and they moving in a direction that you wish you had the audacity to. No, we ain't doing that. No, we gonna do that. So it's not about who I think I am. It's about who you think I am. You know what I'm saying? And I know exactly who I am, and I know exactly the emotion I'm trying to invoke. And it ain't hate. It's understanding, baby. Cyrbside College, we out of here.